Hi. You know what's weird is I can see you all messaging, and on my end, on my screen, it says that no one's here. It's weird how it actually, no, I'm sorry, it updated to there's one person here. Now I know that's not true. I see y'all. Ooh, hold on. Okay. There we go. Okay. How is everyone? Let me make just a very, very quick announcement that I hope everyone listens to if they join this after I've already said it. If you have purchased an emergency coaching session with me, and some of you have, okay, and you haven't been scheduled for it yet, please get a hold of me because I've been emailing you, and there's more than one of you. And to be perfectly honest, the last time I made this announcement on a live stream, there's one of you that is still from way back then. You bought this from me. Don't you want to be scheduled? Don't you want to get what you paid for? If it was the other way around, I'd be all over your ass, okay? Like, where is it? Where am I getting scheduled? Okay? I'm not judging. I know we're not all perfect. Sometimes things slip our mind. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. I try to make up for them, but I make mistakes. Things happen. But if you have purchased an emergency coaching, you've paid a lot to get to talk to me quickly. Please check your email, check spam. Maybe it's going to spam. It's concerning to me. And the one that bought it a while ago, listen, I'm going to give you like another week. And I'm just going to send you a refund, okay? Because, well, come on, man. I'm not going to chase you forever, right? Okay. So just saying, if you have not heard, no, if you have not heard from me, if you have purchased it and you think I'm not contacting you, I am. Okay, like several times. And again, there's more than one of you. So, I don't want to make your names public. I know some of you want to keep coaching private, and I respect that. But you bought it from me. Don't you want the session? Don't you want the session? Or at minimum, the refund? Can we talk? All right, just saying. Okay. All right. So, how is everyone on this beautiful thing? Do you notice how I'm kind of like changing up the titles for what we're calling the live streams? Because I'm bored. I'm bored with manifestation QA, ask me anything. It's boring. So I'm like, let's give a little thing for each day of the week, right? If I go live on a Monday, we'll call it Manifestation Monday. Today is Truthful Tuesday. It doesn't mean you're going to hear something out of the ordinary today. It just means, hold on, Poop, are you getting your own traits? Ma'am? Or maybe not, maybe I'm just judging. She's sassy, just like me. So today's Truthful Tuesday. That doesn't mean anything special. I tell you the truth every day, but it just sounded good. Okay? All right. Let me... One moment. Hi, Rose Garvey from Liverpool. How are you? Salty, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. Been in a depressive, funky state. I know it's my state, but I feel like I'm going to be manifesting the same desires for another year. Sorry, but could you judge me? Yes. Okay. Of course I can, Salty. So, you're in a depressive, funky state. How do you know that you're in that depressive, funky state? How do you know you are? How are you able to identify that you are in that seat or in that state in this moment? Are you going off by how you're feeling, how the body feels, how your thoughts are coming in and how you're responding to them? So yes, it's definitely your state, and you've already identified it's your state, but what else? Okay, so you're identifying with, the possibility of you still having depression. And please know that this isn't me saying, get over it, Salty, because it's not what I mean. However, we are in habits of resonating and relating to things that we've experienced in the past. And listen, like I said in yesterday's live stream, okay, mental health is important. Mental health is very important. And sometimes a manifestation journey may include getting help for that mental health, okay? We shouldn't judge ourselves, and no one should be judging you for doing that. That doesn't mean it's, not a part of your manifestation journey. So if you're concerned that you're getting pulled back into that direction, there's nothing wrong with getting help for it. But your part in it is deciding that you don't resonate with that anymore, that you're not going to instantly believe that, okay, I'm getting pulled back into this. Okay, I'm identifying as the me who used to have this, right? It's making the conscious decision to say, I refuse. I refuse to be my old self. Doesn't mean we're going to instantly feel better. And it's okay if you don't. But we are always making the conscious decision to identify as a version of ourselves. And right now, Salty, you're probably listening to the fears more. Because some days we just have days where we feel funky. Well, we're just not in the mood. We're worrying. We're listening. Those are the days that we need to remind ourselves of who we are. It's who we are. We are what? Pure, unadulterated consciousness. Okay? But it's okay to have a down day. And listen, I love being able to judge people. That brings me joy, right? I feel fulfillment doing this. But at the same time, my job to judge you all, that's why I come live, because I want to be that for people. But when you're not watching me, when you're not interacting with me, we still need to be doing the job that's required of us to manifest. Salty, this is just me talking. This is not me saying I don't think you're doing the work. Don't take it like that. So I'm saying it's our responsibility to remind ourselves of who we're being, who we really are, pure unadulterated consciousness, and also giving ourselves permission to have a day. Manifestation is real. Manifestation is real. I don't know how many times I can say it. Manifestation is real. But unless your manifestation shows up in your face instantaneously, then you're experiencing an unfolding. And even an instantaneous manifestation had an unfolding. So outside of that, when those fears are coming in, you've got to remind yourself they're not true just because they popped in our mind. They're just thoughts. Thank you, Limitless Queen. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay? We've got to be vigilant for our damn selves. We've got to give ourselves the permission that if we're just having a day where we feel down, then we just have that day. And it's okay. And the thoughts that are coming in are any more truer now than if I was hearing those thoughts, if I believed I was in the wish fulfilled. They're not any more truer because you popped out of the state. It's just the state is louder. The state is more convincing. Because the state is who you're being. So who are you being, Salty? Who are you being in this moment? Who are you really being? Do you see what I mean? Each one of us on our own manifestation journeys are our own cheerleader too. And this right here is a really good example of why I say you might not need to believe in manifestation to manifest, but holy balls, is it wonderful to have that belief when you fall out of a really good state. It's never going to be a bad thing to work on your belief, your faith in manifestation. It'll never fail you. It'll be there to catch you every time you pop out. Do you see what I mean? Salty, you know manifestation is real. You know it is. You're just wanting outside validation right now in this moment. That's all. That's all it is. There's not something more wrong. Then you've got to drop that. You've got to stop resonating and claiming that. Let's go over that. I do believe, but my 3D don't catch up for shit. You've got to stop saying that to yourself. Because that's not true. It might feel true because of the state you're in this moment, but that is not truth. It's not truth. I can't say that loud enough. That is not true. That's never been true. The only way a statement like that is true is when we, the individual, is looking at 3D and judging it literally and logically. And we are looking out here and we are saying, what I expect to be experiencing isn't here. So therefore, this is not catching up yet. No, that is never facts. That is never true. This is why we do not know how a manifestation is going to unfold. We do not know what it is supposed to look like. So every time we look out here and we judge it and we say it's not here yet, it's not working, I don't have what I want, it's taking forever for my 3D to catch up. You are choosing a reality where you don't have it. And that's all it is. That's all it is. It's never because it's not working. It's never because it takes too long to catch up. No, it doesn't. You have no documented proof of that. Do you want to know why I'm so confident in making a statement like that? Because I know that you know, and anybody else watching, I know so cocky comfortably that you have no idea what the unfolding is supposed to look like. None of us do. I don't know my own unfoldings. And I will tell you, and I have said, especially in the categories that I was really attached to, love, money. I had no idea how things were unfolding. I had no idea. And when they fully manifested, I was shocked as shit what my unfolding looked like, because it was nowhere near where my mind could have ever come up with, like as an idea or a circumstance aboard on my bridge of incidents. I cannot stress. First of all, even instant manifestations have an unfolding. Okay? Even instant ones do. And guess what? Again, nobody knows what the bridge looks like. No one knows. So to make an assumption, to even think that statement, it takes forever. Stop it. That is an old shitty state talking. That is not true. We've got to break the habit of thinking shit like that. And yes, we do not control the thoughts that come in, right? They just come in. We control what we choose to believe and align with. So stop it. Salty. Stop it. All right? Everything is moving for you. Everything always has been moving for you. Your manifestations, whatever it is specifically you're manifesting, and I know what you're manifesting, but I'm talking about all the categories you're manifesting in. At no time has any of those categories said, right here, Salty, we're not giving you shit today. That's never happened. God, universe, the I am, whatever you call it, has never said no to you. And it definitely has never said, I'm going to make you wait. I'm going to make you wait so you can spiral and lose your shit and be miserable. I'm going to do that to you. I'm going to make you wait so I can enjoy watching you suffer. That's not happening. God, universe, the I am is not coming in and snatching things from you. That's not happening. The universe isn't testing you to see if you really want it bad enough. That is not a thing. That is a limited belief. I could go on and on and on. In days like this, don't try to force yourself to think and believe anything other than returning to your decision to be new self, and leave it at that. Take a break from techniques. Take a break from trying to fight your mind, and give yourself permission to have a damn down day, period. Okay? You know, I said this as a response to a TikTok question yesterday. I haven't uploaded it over here yet. I will. That I really do think that there are some of us out here who think that, okay, I'm aware of how manifestation works. I understand who I am. So now that I've started this journey, glitter and sparkles should be coming out of my ass, and I should feel amazing every single day. I should see the unicorns now. No, you're still probably going to feel like a normal, typical human. You're still going to feel the same way you always have. The only difference is now you are in the awareness of who you are, and now you know that you can choose which version of yourself to be. And I'm not saying to not expect good things. Of course we want to expect good things. Of course we want to feel good all the time. But having that as, oh, I feel down today, so this isn't working. I don't feel like doing anything. I'm not in the mood. I shouldn't feel this way. I'm probably doing something wrong. Or it's taking too long because I don't feel good today. So that must mean there's an issue. No, it's called being a human. That's totally normal. And you might not feel like sunshine, rainbows, and sparkles are coming out of your ass every day. That is okay. That doesn't imply something's wrong. Do you see what I mean? Give yourself the okay to have a fucking down day. That's perfectly okay. It's perfectly normal. Whatever normal is, right? It's perfectly normal. Okay? Leo, thank you very much. Oh, I just lost it. Oh, there we go. Met with SP. We had a good time, but I am spiraling a bit because I didn't see as much movement as I would have hoped. Still deciding to be new self. Good, Leo. Good. Now, I think just probably like Salty, you were judging 3D a little bit, right? You had an expectation or a hope of how things may be showing up or what type of movement you think you should be experiencing, or at minimum, you were hoping to experience. And when you did it, you got a little disappointed. You were being a human in that moment. But again, this is why I relentlessly remind people, we were never invited to the how party. We weren't. Those invitations, they didn't come to our house. We weren't a part of how things unfold. So when we're disappointed that we didn't get the movement that we were hoping for, in that moment, it's okay, you're being a human. It's okay. It's okay to experience disappointment, but let's be authentic with ourselves. And I know I'm not saying you're not being authentic with yourself. This is for anybody else listening too. Let's be authentic with ourselves that, yeah, I had an expectation of how this should be today or what kind of movement, I hope to have by this place, and it didn't happen. So, okay, so doesn't mean anything's wrong. Doesn't mean you're not going to get your manifestation. It just didn't line up with what you expected it to look like, which is totally, if anything, that's totally to be expected. That's totally okay. Because you weren't a part of that party anyway. So you really have nothing to judge and compare that 3D unfolding to, right? Because our journeys don't look exactly alike. Everybody's going to have their own personal unfolding. The unfolding does not imply a long time, first of all. I think some of us think that it does. It doesn't. It's just a word, unfolding, to explain 3D as we're living it and experiencing it. as we're watching the unfolding of the fulfillment of our manifestation that was already given to us. But again, we aren't invited to how it shows up. We're only invited to, you get to be any version of yourself. You get to go to any reality you want. You get to decide who you are. Outside of that, anything can show up. Anything can unfold and bring us what we want. So I like hearing that you're going back to deciding who new self is. Good. Always return to that. We don't judge ourselves for feeling disappointed either. And I hope you're not. I hope you're just seeing it for what it is. Okay. I didn't get the movement I was expecting. That means nothing to my manifestation journey, though. That means nothing. Still gonna get what I want. I'm just not invited to the how. That's all. Nothing's wrong. Nothing to panic over. Return to self. Okay. Marvin, double O, thank you very much. Part 1. Hi, friend. Second event was great. Maybe I can talk about it tonight. Yeah. In group, I think you're talking about. Yes, please. On the not so great side, 3P made me uncomfortable by staring at me way too much. You know why 3P was staring at you, right? Do I really need to tell you why? Hi. They're bothered by you. You're a threat. Just saying. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find you. Said, all right, part 2. SP told me they are going on vacation 5 days this week. It didn't break me, but I do not love it. I do notice my reactions are changing. Good. Good. Okay? Good. That's your evidence that you really are becoming new self, or you are new self, your choice in wording. Again, I'm gonna talk more about that. Hold on. I just want to make sure I have hearted yours so I know that I did them. All right. So well done, first of all, Marvin. Well done in observing that you are responding to, we'll say, circumstances differently. Well done. Look at you, Master Manifester. I'm proud of you. Okay? Second of all, yes, when 3P was staring at you like that, please, it's because 3P is threatened, as they should be. They know their time is limited. That's all. That's all it means. We don't need to give 3P any more thought, any more attention. Now, as far as SP going on a vacay with the unimportant and, totally insignificant third party, you are right with, you don't have to like it. You don't have to love that. You heard that that's what they're doing, right? You got that message in the 3D, but we don't have to pretend to love it. We don't have to be, pretending to be okay with something that we're not okay with. What we need to do is return to our decision to be new self. That's always going to be the answer. To anything manifestation related, return to your decision to be new self. I know that you're already doing that, Marvin. I'm just saying for anybody else listening. There's nothing wrong with not loving every single second of the unfolding. Or when we hear things that, hearing about them going away, I'm sure logically and literally doesn't equate to you two being together. I get that. But we know better, don't we, Marvin? We know that every single thing we're experiencing is leading to that ending. And who knows? Maybe this little time away together is where SP is finally realizing how irritating he's finding 3P. And maybe this is the catalyst moment or the board on the bridge of incidents that SP is starting to, really realize he's not as in love as he thought he was with 3P. Everything we're experiencing is to our benefit, even the literal logical things that sound completely opposite to what we're manifesting. Because we know there's one consciousness, right? One universal mind that we are all connected to. We know that. So we know you are already favorably on SP's mind. We already know that. That's a done deal, right? We're just watching, like a live stream, the unfolding of the fulfillment of your manifestation. We're watching it. So we're watching the live stream of 3P getting the hell out of your reality. That's all. It's just another circumstance to validate that what you're doing is working, even if it sounds the opposite. Well done, Marvin. Things are working beautifully, even when they appear like they're not. They always are. They're always in our favor, even if that doesn't make sense. Okay? And I do want to say, as Marvin was sharing, that he's starting to respond differently to things in the 3D. That's always evidence that you are shifting, that you are becoming new self, that you are entering that state. See, here's the thing. As you keep choosing your new self, right? Whenever you make that decision that that is who you are, right? New self, the version of you has what you want. Another way of calling that, or another way we could word that, is the wish fulfilled, right? Every time you enter that, every time you decide it, you're instantly there. Reality may not appear, I say this on repeat, reality might not look like anything friggin' changed, but you went there. It's very normal to fall back out of it. Once we go back to shitty thinking and believing our shitty thinking, we've left that state. We need to return to it, right? That's why Neville said, it's not how long you hold a state, it's how often you return. As you are returning, you're doing more than just stepping into a new state. You're also changing your dwelling state. I've said this. You can go to all my state videos. I've been saying it. It changes your dwelling state, which is our autopilot, which is what we want to happen. So everything really is always working out in your favor. Everything is conspiring with you to give you what you want, even if that doesn't make sense in the moment. No one ever said it needed to make sense to us. No one ever said that. We as humans get so tripped up over logical thinking and logical reasoning over what's happening in our lives that we forget that really important point. Things don't always got to make sense. We are in charge of who we are. We got to remind ourselves we're doing everything right. Everything is always working out in my favor because everything is leading me to my manifestation. Everything is. Everything is my unfolding. Everything is my bridge of incidents. Once again, let me say, bridge of incidents, unfolding, whatever you want to call it, does not imply a shit ton of linear time. I don't know why some of us instantly think that. That's not what it means. It has never meant that. It has never implied that. That's just you thinking that. Okay? Just saying. So, I've said this. I think I even made its own video. I can't remember. I got a lot of content. However you're responding to something in the 3D is telling you who you are. So like Marvin is noticing how he's responding to things that he knows at one time he would have been triggered, maybe spiraled over. He's not doing that anymore. It's because he's shifting. He really is becoming new self. That's what happens. That's your evidence. Now, I'm not saying this happens every single time. I'm saying that I have experienced this, that for some of my manifestations, I noticed the change within first. I noticed I was different first. Then I saw it in the 3D. But because I keep it 100, there are some manifestations that showed up so damn quick, I didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel any different inside. So it's not a rule that you have to feel it in here first. It is just something I have experienced on some manifestations, just keeping that real. So when we're shitting ourselves, thinking that nothing's working, you want to ask yourself, okay, well then who are you being right now? You're not new self if you're asking, where is it? I know that sucks. That used to irritate me. I didn't like hearing that either. but you're not, and that's just keeping it real with you. Okay? So who are you being? What are you really believing right now in this moment? And if it's not, I get whatever I want, whenever I want, you need to return to your decision, period. Okay? Well done, Marvin. Hold on one second. Let me quickly, again, let me text Maya, tell him not, he don't need to call on his way home. Hold on. No need to call. I will be on a live stream. Love you. Sorry. He calls me on the way home from work every day. And it seems if I get a call while I'm live, it does something to the volume or to the microphone anyway. All right. Summer, thank you very much. Just want to share that I've grown so much in the last few months thanks to you. And I've manifested new friends, starting my firm and leveling up. Summer, I am so fucking proud of you. And listen, I love and appreciate that you are giving me the thanks. I do. But as I often say, it's you who did it. I'm just your cheerleader. You did it. Thank yourself. Be proud of yourself. Okay? Sorry. Okay. Love you too. Yes. Okay. Do you see what I mean? It's not my style to put up success stories. Ooh, they did what I said. They listened to me. It's because of me that they got their manifestation. That ain't who I am. It's never going to be me. I don't buy that because that's not true. That person did it. So Summer, give yourself your thanks. I appreciate you thanking me. I do. I appreciate that, you see it as I've helped you, but girl, you're the one doing it. You are. I'm proud of you. Okay? Renee, AAA member for 26 months. Thank you very much. Kim, thanks for being so amazing. I love these lives. So helpful. I want to plan a summer meetup for the HBICs. I'll email you today so we can chat about it. Again, everything I just said to Summer, can I say ditto to you, Renee? Literally. And I would love to do something like that. So I will be looking for your email. That sounds exciting to me. So thank you very much. And, seriously, thank you for using your one free membership chat to say something nice to me. That was very nice of you. Thank you. Ali, thank you very much. Kim, I want to manifest a music career. But how would I ask myself the 3 questions one does with manifesting SPs? Okay, Ali. Throw logical, literal thinking out for a moment. You can ask the same 3 questions or a version of them. So let's start with, what do you think it would feel like to have a music career that you love, that you're enjoying? You don't have to know how you're going to get there. You don't have to know exactly what it will end up looking like. You just need to know, why do you want that? Why do you want the musical career? There's a reason why you want it. Okay? So it's that reason or that feeling you think it's going to provide. That's your answer. So that would be your focus. Who do you believe you are right now? Do you think that it takes a lot of work to have a successful musical career? 3D world might have a different answer, but we don't care what 3D says. That's thinking too logically. Meaning, if you do think that it does, it takes a lot of hard work to be successful. No, that's 3D thinking. That's 3D thinking, and we're all conditioned with it. You want to start telling yourself that you are already that version of yourself. The version of you who, I don't know if you want to be famous, a famous musician or a famous singer or in a group. Whatever the outcome is that you're looking for, that's who you are now. And listen, your mind might start throwing thoughts at you. Like, that's not real. That's not true. If anybody could just be famous or be successful, then everyone who likes to sing would be successful. That's conditioning talking to you. I have to answer the door. Give me a minute. You stay here. You stay. Everything's okay. Well, see, look at you're getting yourself all worked up for nothing. Sorry, UPS guy. Well, Poop got a little excited. Poop was very much reacting to her 3D. Just saying. Well, yes, Poop is very protective, She protects us from the refrigerator, the ice machine, the dryer, the washing machine, the dogs barking through the wall. She protects us. She doesn't like that doorbell. Just saying. She wanted that package. All right, anyway, back to Ollie. So, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want life to look like? How do you want to feel in the morning when you wake up? Knowing that you have manifested your music career. How do you want to feel? See, I get it. A lot of content is hovered around specific person. I know it is. But when I say that you can just take that specific person thing right out of there, right? Take that phrase right out and insert your word, all the questions still apply to you. So obviously you're not asking yourself, how do you feel about love and relationships? You're asking yourself, how do you feel about success? What do you believe about success? What do you believe? Maybe you want to do this because you think it's going to bring you a ton of money. What do you believe about yourself versus money, career, musicians, singers? What do you really believe? Right? And if your conditioning is anywhere near what mine was, you have to work hard to have these things. You have to work hard. Or as far as like what my view used to be on celebrity is, you just got to be lucky and be the one they choose. You got to be lucky. You got to be at the right place, the right time. Now, don't get me wrong. As manifestation, as I understand manifestation, yeah, I think that happens. Being at the right place at the right time, but not because of 3D, because of you deciding to be that version of yourself, that 3D reality, right? Everything is being rearranged in your favor. So it might be an experience of you were at the right place at the right time, but it wasn't because of chance. It wasn't because of luck. It was because of who you were choosing to be. So you ask yourself those questions. What do you really believe about how life works, how success works? And if there's anything limiting, you are deciding that you are no longer that self. You are the self that has the success. You love your singing career. You love that you're making millions with your singing career. It was so easy for you. You went viral. Things moved so fast for you. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Are you all chilled out now? Come here. Come here. You all better? You all better? You all better? She's looking at me. No, I'm not, bitch. Anyway. Keisha G, member for 16 months. Thank you very much. Hey, little sis. Should I add always to affirmations if manifestation comes in once or twice but doesn't stay? Example, SP hugs me like he doesn't want to let me go, and he does it once or twice but not consistently. Love you and see you in group tonight. I love you too, Keisha. All right. So let's think about this. I like to if I am affirming, if I'm talking to myself or having that inner conversation with higher self, I told you it's like a hybrid for me. Or if I feel like scripting, I like adding the word always, because using that little word to me is at the same time revising the so-called linear past. It's like revising it. I've always been blah, 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 blah. I like adding it in there. Now, I think, first of all, when it comes to affirmations, and this is for everybody listening, affirmations should be words that feel good to you, the individual, what resonates with you, not what resonates with me. Unless, of course, we just share the same thing. We both resonate with a word. Always word affirmations in a way that feel good to you. Yes, you can add that word always to whatever you're manifesting to get it to be consistent. However, I think instead that, now this is just advice, you ain't got to do what I'm saying, right? This is just advice. I would want to take a look at, why am I thinking that something's wrong if SP doesn't hug me super tight or for a long time, like he doesn't want to let go? What is that meaning to me when I'm not getting it every time I see him? What am I believing in that moment? Who am I being? See what I mean? I think that if we look at that, right? We look at that, that might be the only thing you need to do to tweak that and get it all the time. It's the meaning you're giving it. That's my advice, okay? Okay? Let's take a look at that. What meaning are we giving it? Does that imply to you he doesn't want you? He doesn't love you? He's not interested? He's not really manifesting in? Is your mind going there? And don't get me wrong. At the very same time, there ain't nothing wrong with wanting your man to hug you. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what are we really believing about it, though? If we don't get the hug, what does that equal? Okay? Kate Johnson, thank you very much. Had a little spiral this weekend. Decided now that it was just old self purging and getting back on track, but could use a zhuzh. SP related mostly, feeling not good enough, like it's impossible. Listen, Kate, same thing I said to Salty. It is okay to have a day. Don't be afraid of spirals. I know spirals don't feel good. I know they don't feel good. I was the queen of spiraling, okay? I know they suck. And thoughts are really believable, shitty thoughts are really believable when we are spiraling. But we know better. We know that's just because of the state. It's just because of the state we're in. And honestly, sometimes after a good old-fashioned cry, outside of our eyes being puffy, I get tired after a cry. But outside of those physical things, I think it's releasing limited beliefs, releasing shitty states of consciousness, right? We tend to feel a little bit better after a cry, most of the time, right? So let's not even say it was a spiral. Let's say that it was a release party. It was a release. We let things go. Beliefs that aren't true, like you not being good enough. Because you know that's not a fact. All that is something out of habit that you've believed about yourself, but it's not true for you anymore. It's not true. And whatever the circumstances are that you're facing in the 3D, truthfully, I think everyone at some point on their journey, it seems to be in that love category, has that thought, that it feels impossible or like it's never going to happen. You know what I mean? Thank you, Limitless Queen, again. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, you have nothing to worry about. There are no circumstances that are impossible. There are none. It sincerely doesn't matter what circumstance you're facing. There's nothing that is too big or a person too strong or too difficult, too unchangeable for God, universe, or the I am, whatever wording you want to use. that would imply that God is flawed, limited. How can the creator of all be limited? The creator that gave us all the gift of being able to manifest, being inside of us. That is why we are all limitless beings, because of that little nugget. Do you see what I'm saying? You're a limitless being, Kate. You are a limitless being who has believed that she was limited, believed she was not good enough. But it's not true. You know it's not true. So you had a spiral. You had a release party. It's over with. It didn't halt your manifestation, right? Your manifestation didn't start rolling in reverse. Everyone's circumstances, feels like it's different than everybody else's, per se. Now, don't get me wrong. Literally, yeah, they probably all look different. But I'm saying we all think at some point, if we're being honest, we all think that we have the one circumstance that might not be changeable with manifestation. Might not be. Or we have the one manifestation, or the one circumstance, the one circumstance that is just too hard. It's gonna take too long. There's so many things that have to change in order to bring that about, right? Everybody has that fear at some point, I think. And yeah, if you were looking in a linear straight line of all the circumstances that you, as a 3D individual in this moment, as you're thinking with 3D thoughts and logical thoughts, that, oh my God, this has got to change, and this has got to change, and this got to change. I can understand literally and logically how things can look impossible. But again, isn't that the most wonderful thing about how you and I never have to worry about how all those things get changed or gotten rid of? Isn't it wonderful that we never have to be bothered with that part? We just have to decide to be a version of ourselves that has it. That's all we got to do is, think consciously of what we want and decide, yeah, I'm going to have that. I want that. That's mine. That's it. That's all you and I need to do. Just keep choosing it. Keep telling ourselves that we are the self that has whatever it is we're manifesting. Outside of that, we don't have to be shit. We don't have to do nothing out here. There's no circumstances that are too big for the God universe, I amness, higher power, source energy, moonbeams, whatever you want to call it. That's already taken care of. Already taken care of. The orchestration, oh man, that unfolded a long time ago. You've got nothing to concern yourself with. You just got to keep choosing it. You just got to keep returning. That's all it is. So return. Return to your decision, Kate. Everything's going to be fine. Everything always is fine. Let's think about it, peeps. Think about the last 3 things, 3D things, that you were stressing over, that now you're no longer stressing over. In the moment when you're stressing things, literally, logically, in the 3D, it feels like the world's going to end when we have issues. It feels like the world's going to end. And probably in the moment that we discover this travesty circumstance, it does look impossible. And doing it from a logical human 3D self standpoint, it probably was impossible. But somehow, some way, things worked out and everything ended up being okay. Do you see what I'm saying? That's just a part of our conditioning. That's all it is. So return to your decision to be new self. Everything's okay. It really is okay. Everything really is always working out in your favor. You just have to keep choosing that. And there's going to be days where you don't fucking feel like it. There's going to be days where maybe you wake up in a funky mood and aren't in the mood for manifestation shit. That's okay too. So that's the day you take a break. Okay? You give yourself the breaks. You give yourself the permission to have a shit day. It's okay. Things are still working out. See what I mean? Lisa, member for 12 months. Thank you very much. Woohoo! So happy I caught your live on my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Lisa. I think you're awesome and I love you so much. I think you're awesome and I love you so much. So many great things have happened and I know it's because of you. We'll share tonight if time allows. Oh, I cannot wait to hear, Lisa. I will be looking for you. You better put it in the post that you're going to talk. I'm excited to hear. And again, ditto everything I said to Summer. Ditto it to you too. And I said it to Renee. Thank you very much. It does zhuzh me and warm my heart a little when I hear things like that or read things like that. It makes me feel very good. But I meant what I said. It's you doing it. It's you doing all the magic. It really is. I'm just the cheerleader, the really loud, annoying cheerleader in the corner yapping at you. You're doing the work. You're doing it. Okay? But thank you very much. And again, using your one free membership chat, I appreciate it. Just to say something nice to me. Thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate you. Appreciate everyone here. Thank you. Rachel Michael, thank you very much. Doesn't say anything underneath, so I'm wondering, are you just being nice to me? Are you just being nice? Giving me a super chat? I'm going to give that a heart. Rachel, thank you. LJ, long time no talk. Great talking to you this morning and catching up. You are the best. Thank you for being you. Love you. Look at all the love today. Look at all the love. Thank you so much. You guys are zhuzhing me. ECC5. There's a blank one. And then there's one right underneath. If I'm affirming, I am pregnant with SP's baby and never, ever waver. There's no reason why it couldn't happen as quick as next month. There's no reason why it couldn't happen tomorrow. There's no reason why it couldn't happen 10 minutes from now. Yes. Yes. But don't stress yourself out if you have a day where you waver. Don't look at that and imply, I wavered, so now this can't happen. Right? We don't have to be perfect to manifest. Okay? It's if you have a day, you have a day. That's not cutting the cord to your manifestation. Okay? That is such a shit message. That is such a shit message that I know gets implied in this community, and it's just not true. Perfection is not required. If perfection was required to manifest, y'all better send a note to my man and let him know that he needs to leave immediately, because then I would have no business manifesting his ass. Because I've had my moments. You know what I'm saying? I've had my moments. I'm a crier. Okay? Even I have days. Everyone does. Maybe this will make you feel better. There ain't a single content creator who makes manifestation content that doesn't sometimes react to their 3D. And if they're acting like they don't, you automatically know that's an instant lie. Instant lie. We are humans, every single one of us. Everyone has a shit day. Okay? Everyone does, including content creators. Okay? There are no real gurus. For real, for real. Let me use Neville Goddard. I love Neville Goddard, but I wouldn't believe for a second that man never had a day where he reacted to something. I wouldn't believe that. I don't believe that. He was human too. He was really, really good on his messages. But I know he reacted at some point. He had to. We're humans. Perfection is never required. I'm telling you. Or I would have nothing. I would have nothing. My solo vacations, what do you think I'm exaggerating when I said I cried every day? Thank God I journal, because I got my journal evidence. I cried every fucking day. I cried every day. Okay? What happened was the crying got a little bit less, and a little bit less, and a little bit less. But no perfection, not a requirement. Okay? Eckhart Tolle, or however you say his name, he reacts to his 3D sometimes too. Okay? Everyone does. Everyone does. Just saying. So, but yes, there's no reason why it couldn't happen as quick as today. Okay? Renee, thank you very much. Manifesting specific events in bridge of incidents? Are you asking me if that's possible to manifest specific events? I would probably look at it like manifesting in steps. Like if you're telling me that I want to have certain experiences on my bridge of incidents, then I would look at that as manifesting in steps. Do I think it's possible to control every single circumstance while on a bridge of incidents? Not without it coming from a place of manifesting in steps. I can't see that. Okay? I can't personally see that. But I'm also someone that's open to, I don't believe in limits. So could someone someday manifest and figure out how to control the how? Anything's possible. Like I said, I'm open to all. From this moment, from this perspective, no, I would look at that as manifesting in steps, because you're consistently changing the wish fulfilled, in a sense. Do you see what I mean? That's not a bad thing. Let me use the example of manifesting a specific person, manifesting marrying a specific person, but wanting the experience of, I want constant communication. I want to constantly see my person. I don't see anything wrong in wanting those experiences, right? But at the same time, keeping the focus on the outcome. What I think people do is get too involved with the middle. That's where people trip this up, is getting too involved, the messy middle. See what I mean? Manifestation can be like a gray area. Everything, in my opinion, is from intention and who you are being as you're manifesting. Hope. No. Sorry. See what I mean? Everything's based on intention. Who you're intending to be. So, again, Pope, come here. Be nice, girl. Come here. Be nice, girl. Come on. Please, come down. I'm off there. Standing on the side of the couch here. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have the experience of regular contact, regular seeing your person as you're manifesting that marriage. I see nothing wrong with that. But when you're looking at the 3D, and let's say you're not experiencing either one of those right now, okay, and you're manifesting marriage, and you're not experiencing the daily contact, the daily seeing your person. It's when we take our eyes off of the marriage and start focusing on the other little things, because we are really being the version of ourselves that, I'm not getting this. I'm not getting the daily contact. I'm giving it the meaning this isn't working. See what I'm saying? We take our focus off the end and we put the focus on the daily contact. It's a different wish fulfilled. It doesn't imply that you're not going to manifest your marriage, but who you are aware of being is what you're going to experience out here. Hence why, from my perspective, it's easier to define who your new self is. And you can put on that list, I get constant contact from my person. And you can be rest assured that you will have that without constantly being triggered as you're watching that unfold. I'm hoping that's making sense. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, let me know. Okay? Thank you, the finished dude. Thank you. Because I want to say this, okay? But you got to know the context I'm saying it from. When I first started this journey, my very early days, my baby manifestor days, I was always in a victim state. My time in the wish fulfilled was very slim. So what was I experiencing in the 3D? Consistent hot and cold behavior. Consistent hot and cold shit behavior. Okay? It's not to say I never had some good moments. I did. So I didn't understand states of consciousness in the early days of my journey. I didn't understand it yet. I had to read Neville's shit 3 fucking times for it to finally click. Okay? So bear in mind, that's who I was. But while I was being her, not realizing that there was an issue with who I was being at that point, I was always scripting to manifest. So when I would script that I was receiving those things, the constant contact, the, seeing him, blah, 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 whatever I wanted to see him. I don't remember how I worded it, but I would script things like that. But my outcome, the outcome I was always focused on was living with him. So if I wasn't getting the constant contact, that would imply to me that this isn't working. I'm not getting it. So then all my focus would be put on the contact, manifesting the contact, manifesting the content, So I was initially manifesting in steps. See what I'm saying? When I got away from that and put it on my outcome, those things I wanted, because I was, like I said, daily scripting that I was receiving that, they started coming. So the intention was set. So I hope that makes sense. But let me reword it this way too. Maybe this will help. Once I understood state of consciousness and I was able to identify that, holy shit, I have been a victim the entire first end of my journey. I've been in a victim state this whole time. It instantly clicked with me and I started switching gears. And my focusing on getting the content, getting the seeing him movement, I gave no more focus to that. Fuck that. I wanted my ending. I wanted my outcome. So that was the state I would be returning to. And I was not perfect at that. I would fall right back out of that. It was in the middle of a solo vacation. So I was still struggling, but I'm just sharing that part of my journey. So if that makes sense. People get tripped up when their constant focus is on the middle. Because listen, I'm keeping it real. In victim states, denial is really easy. Okay? Denial's easy. So for example, someone can say, well, I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on my outcome. But I'm crying and shitting myself every single day when I don't get the messages that I want, or when I'm not seeing him or her as often as I want. I'm losing my shit over that. And the denial comes in of, it's because you're giving a meaning to each one of those things. You're giving a meaning to not getting that contact. You're giving a meaning to not seeing them I'm going to make up time, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You're giving it a meaning. No, I'm focused on my end. I want to experience those two things. I want to experience the constant contact. I want to experience it. You can experience it. But if you're going to be triggered every time you don't get it, and you're going to give it a meaning that it's not working, this isn't working, you are not being authentic with yourself. You are choosing to be a version of yourself that isn't getting her middle or his middle shit. And you're losing your shit over that and giving it the meaning that this isn't working. Because if I don't get the constant contact, then I must not be able to get my ending. That's what people are doing. That's where they get fucked up. Do you see what I mean? Having the desire to have the constant contact in of itself is not an issue. We are allowed to decide what we want. We are allowed to have whatever experience we want. It's the who we're really being while we're watching the unfolding that matters. And people, that's where they get tripped up. Gosh, that was really long-winded, but I hope that made sense. Okay. Kim, the context is I deactivated my social media for mental health reasons, but then decided as a side thing that it would be the catalyst for my SP realizing they want to be with me. I see nothing wrong with that per se. But who are you choosing to be? Are you being the version of this is where that gray area comes in, the intention. Is your intention to be the version of you that has blocked or cut off social media so that SP will wake up and realize they want to be with you? Or are you the you that has your desire? Which one are you? Who are you intending to be? That's what I mean. Nothing wrong with giving it a meaning, but then now we're going to stop focusing on it. Now we're going to get that out of our awareness and get into the awareness of, I have what I want. I don't have to keep justifying why he's blocked or why I've cut off social media. I don't have to keep bringing my awareness back to that. See what I'm saying? So who are you? Which version of self are you? Good. Yes, good. Back to the end goal. Good. Lou London, thank you very much. I see nothing with it. No message, but thank you very much. Michelle B, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. Do we have to affirm out loud? No. Or can we do this in our head? Yes. The sound of my own voice is triggering to me for some reason. You do not have to say affirmations out loud ever. It is perfectly fine to do them in your head. We want to look at why your own voice is triggering to you. I would not blow that off. What's the connection? Why would your own voice trigger you? We want to look at that. Don't blow that over. That's just my opinion. You want to look at that. I understand if somebody else's voice could be triggering. That I don't understand your own voice. Don't get me wrong. Some people just don't like the sound of their own voice. I get that. It does sound weird to hear yours. I'm just used to it, so hearing myself. I get that, But I mean, you talk to people, right? You have conversations here and there. Why does your own voice trigger you? Like I said, I would take a look at that. I would ask myself why. That's just my opinion though, right? I'm not running your reality. You are. Flo Ramirez, thank you very much. My late husband loved me unconditionally and wholeheartedly. I'm sorry you lost your husband. Let me just say that first. I have a hard time believing any man will fall in love with me again. I want to be loved. Flo, why? Why? Do you have a belief that there's only one person for you? I think a lot of people do have that belief. I'm not going to lie. It sounds romantic in a sense. It feels romantic to think that this is the only person for me. So again, I'm sure there are some of you right now worried as hell thinking that. I don't want to have to give up my specific person. There is only one person for me. Settle down, Beavis. We're talking to Flo right now, okay? Settle down. Nobody's saying you can't have your SP. I know some of you are being triggered mofos right now. All right, so Flo, you have God, the I am, universe, whatever you personally believe in. You have that within you, right? Your pure, unadulterated consciousness. And if you want to experience love again, you will. You can. You are not limited to the one vessel. And this is no disrespect to your late husband. I mean, no disrespect to that. It's all the same consciousness. It's the same exact consciousness. You're still connected in consciousness with your late husband. It's one consciousness. So you can have your experience again. I understand literally and logically when we see our specific person, I see my specific person as the only man that can put up with me. Okay? It feels good to think I have found my one and only. But I know we're all connected in consciousness. And I do know, God forbid anything ever happen. And if I want another relationship, I will have it. And I will be loved unconditionally again if I want it to happen again. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You are limited by nothing. You are still connected in consciousness. See it that way. Same consciousness, just different vessel, different body. That's it. So if I were you, because it might feel resistive to you, and I don't want to put a limiting belief on you. It might feel resistive for you to start telling yourself that you're the version of yourself in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. It might feel resistive. And let me just say, I just want to say, also remember, sometimes we feel guilt moving on to the next person, especially after losing someone. We might feel guilty for doing it, like we're, doing something against that person. I hope that you're not thinking that way, because you aren't doing anything against your late husband, right? I also would be easy on yourself with that too. Give yourself some grace too, right? What? Oh, wow, the Joe Rogan. I would love to go on the Joe Rogan. I would. I would. Okay, anyway. I could talk his ear off. He seems to be relatively open-minded. He seems to be. Some of the stuff I've watched, But back to flow. Flow, if I were you, I would start telling yourself or, putting your focus, your awareness on being aware of being the version of yourself that is open to believing that you will experience that unconditional love again. I mean, in romantic love. Clearly use words that feel good to you so that you're the version of self that is open to it. You're the version of self that thinks it's possible to have that experience again, that there is another person out here for you. Okay? Listen, Flo, if it was that you can only ever have the experience one time, you can only ever have it through one person, let me just say this. Think about all the people manifesting a specific person who, by no fault of their own, it just turns out that they became a little more interested in SP2. It wasn't because SP1 was never the right one for them. That's not the reason, right? But a different vessel showed up and they jived with more. See what I'm saying? There is always an abundance of love. Romantic love. There's always an abundance of it. It's romantic. It feels, it's exciting to think this is just that one person, but that doesn't have to be. And SP manifestors, not talking to you, settle down. Nobody said anything. I'm just saying, I know secretly some of the SP manifestors are thinking, does that mean I can't have my specific person? Is that what that really means? No, that wasn't for you. Okay. One moment. Hold on. What? Just send it then. Okay. Let's see. Does that make sense? Go there first. Go to the version of you that's open to it, that sees it as possible. Your perception will change. It'll open you up. You might even start experiencing BBLs out here. And then go to the wish fulfilled of you being in that love again. It'll happen. You're not limited. Okay? Passionately Taylor Marie, thank you very much. I'm changing, Kim. New Nash bestie, she also has lots of money. My channeled membership starting Sunday. I'm confident, rich, and famous. So happy. I'm happy for you. Well done, Passionately Taylor Marie. Well done. I'm very, very happy for you. Very happy. Fire Daddy Tarot. No question. Just a gift for making a difference. Thank you so much, Fire Daddy Tarot. That was very nice. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Casey Brunig? Thank you very much. Is it better to use SP's name during affirmations or a generic he, they? Okay. If I was to say, you're a specific person, do you know who I'm talking about? If whenever you're watching my videos and you hear me say SP, specific person, do you think of your own specific person? Do you know who you're talking about? That's the only thing that matters. Your subconscious is not stupid. Okay? You do not have to say the name if you don't want to. The only time that I have ever said it's a suggestion to use names is when someone is manifesting multi-SPs. And to be honest, I only ever suggested using the names to them from my own memory is because of keeping it clear consciously for themselves, not because I thought subconscious was dumb or that God universe, right? I don't believe we're limited by anything, including the subconscious. That's a different conversation, though. I think of that as a layer of ignorance, just saying. Okay. I agree with Mr. Scientist, is tech Bentoff. I agree with him. Layers of ignorance. We are not bound. Okay. I believe with that. I agree with that scientist. So my point in saying that is you do not have to say your SP's name. You know who you're thinking, speaking, talking, affirming about when you say he. You know it when you say SP, who you're talking about, right? I know to any of you who still believe in reprogramming and punching through the wall of your subconscious mind, I mean no disrespect for you. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. Please don't take it this way. This mind of yours is not stupid. Okay? It's not stupid. You are not bound by anything. You just might not be there in awareness yet, but you will understand what I mean by that. That will happen for you. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm up here and you're down here. It's not what I mean. Okay? 5 years ago, I would have believed, oh, I've got to get it into my subconscious mind in order for me to have it. I think we're limitless beings. I fully believe that now. That's why I believe that you can just make a decision and it will work. Because I've done that. I've gotten there. I understand it now. You believe in the limits. You believe that you have to reprogram your mind. So therefore, that will be your experience because you believe that. But I bet you at some place on your journey, you're going to have that moment of realization that, holy shit, I was never limited. I just believed I was. See what I mean? You'll have that moment. So for those of you who feel more comfortable wording it this way, I'm going to. Your subconscious mind knows you better than anybody because it is you. It is a part of you. Okay? You have only been in a habit of being a version of yourself. You're breaking that habit and being a new self. So repetition is your friend. The returning, the revisiting. But I will tell you that repetition isn't because it's really required to manifest. That repetition is to get you to believe, to accept that you are that new self. Do you see what I mean? But I understand if that doesn't click right now. But it will. Okay? The repetition is to make it normal, natural for you. That's who you're convincing. That's who you are trying to convince. Not the universe, not God, not your I amness. You. The you that you believe you are. Okay? Just saying. Anyway, I have to go. I have 8 minutes until my next call. Thank you, all of you, for being here with me on this fabulous Tuesday. I hope you are all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have your desires. I hope that's what you're doing. And if you're facing a shitty circumstance right now, it's not a shitty circumstance. You don't have to love it. You don't have to like it. But it's not something deliberately getting in your way. It's not something that's going to stop you from getting your manifestation. You're just perceiving it that way right now. And you're perceiving it that way because of who you're being in this moment. There's never anything really to be afraid of or to worry about. You're going to get your outcome. You just got to keep choosing it. Okay? So, on that note, exclusive lives and above, paid membershipers, I'll see you tonight. Be good, my friends. Be good.